The outward disclosures of Lyricus. The teaching order of Lyricus only becomes exoteric within the species at the stage when the communications network is accessible to private domiciles, and the technology is sufficiently secure to prevent seizure, the political system is sufficiently open to prevent censorship, and the host environment is sufficiently trusted to prevent modification. When these conditions are attained, the teachings of Lyricus are brought to the species upon the network that will ultimately serve as the distribution hub for its knowledge system. Generally, these teachings will be brought forward in several impressions. The first is the announcement that formalizes its arrival, and is observable to the greater network of workers who are involved, no matter how significantly, in the discovery of the Grand Portal. This typically occurs in the third precursor generation, however, in some species it is earlier or later, by one generation. During this first introduction, the teachings of Lyricus are fundamentally depicted and articulated. These would include the discourses, cosmology, and activation resources. Activation resources are encoded sensory data streams that are translated by Lyricus teachers into the media format and sensory system prevalent to the species. The second impression of the teachings is made available to select students who have been identified as architects of the Grand Portal discovery. These teachings are increasingly esoteric in nature and are exclusively relevant to the new science of multidimensional realities that will act as the foundation stone for the discovery of the Grand Portal. The activation resources are initially muted because the immaturity of the media and communications network reduces the data stream and its activation influence. As the network evolves and more data can be embedded, the activation resources become more potent. This generally occurs during the second precursor generation. The third impression of the Lyricus teachings occurs when the core frequencies of the activation materials are distilled into a technology that can entrain the heart-brain system of the soul carrier. This heightened activation technology enables those who have incarnated with specific functions associated with the Grand Portal discovery and its propagation to resist the natural inertia and fear reaction of the establishment. It is these individuals, many of whom incarnate from Lyricus, that will lead the discovery of the species soul, and as importantly, the propagation of this breakthrough into the new institutions resulting from the discovery. The fourth and final impression from the Lyricus teachings occurs after the Grand Portal's discovery and establishes the application of the Grand Portal to the species' requirements in the realms of spiritual advancement and educational systems. The latter element is the most critical of the four impressions because it sustains the knowledge across generations. As there are three precursor generations that reveal the Grand Portal, there are generally three successor generations that transmit and diffuse the findings of the Grand Portal into the social, cultural, political, and scientific institutions of the species. The occasion just preceding and following the discovery of the Grand Portal is the most critical because it is this point in time that is most susceptible to revision, suppression, and outright subjugation of the findings revealed in its discovery. The manner in which the findings are released to public scrutiny is of vital consequence, and Lyricus has developed a precise set of protocols to help in the efficiency and effectiveness of this transmission. Excerpt from the Liminal Cosmogony.